But there is a silent moment in the early morning that most people sleep through. A moment when the world is quiet, when the noise has not started, when the demands of life have not yet begun, when everything feels still and calm. That moment is a gift, but not everyone recognizes it as a gift. Some people wake up and immediately rush into the day, immediately check their phone, immediately start worrying, immediately start running. But a few people do something different in that quiet morning moment. They pause, they breathe, they look at their life, and before the day takes anything from them, they say thank you. And that simple habit, that quiet moment of gratitude, slowly changes everything about the way they live. Gratitude is one of the most powerful ways to change your life without changing your situation immediately. Most people are trying to change their life from the outside. They want more money, better opportunities, less stress, easier days, and more success. But what if real change starts from the inside? What if the first thing you need to change is not your house, not your school, not your job, not your city, but your mindset the moment you wake up every morning? Because the way you see your life will always control the way you live your life, and gratitude changes the way you see everything. When you start your day with gratitude, you are doing something very powerful. You are not ignoring your problems. You are not pretending that life is perfect. You are not lying to yourself. You are simply choosing to focus on what is still good, what is still working, what is still possible. And that choice changes your energy. It changes your attitude. But it changes the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you think, and the way you face the day. Two people can have the same problems but different levels of gratitude, and they will live two completely different lives because their mindset is different. Think about your mind like a garden. Every morning when you wake up, something must be planted in that garden. If you plant complaints, you will grow negativity. If you plant comparison, you will grow jealousy. If you plant worry, you will grow anxiety. But if you plant gratitude, you will grow peace. And the strange thing about the mind is that whatever you plant in the morning grows throughout the day. This is why some people are already tired, already angry, already stressed in the morning, and they don't even know why. It is because the first thoughts they planted in their mind were negative thoughts. But when you plant gratitude first, you are planting peace first, and that peace follows you throughout the day. Gratitude is not about having a perfect life. It is about recognizing that even in an imperfect life, there are still perfect moments. There are still blessings. There are still things to smile about. The problem is that human beings naturally focus more on what is missing than what is present. If you have 10 things and you lose one, you will spend the whole day thinking about the one you lost and forget the 9 you still have. This is human nature, but gratitude trains you to focus on the 9 instead of the 1. And that simple shift changes how you feel every single day. There are people who have more money than you but sleep with the stress every night. There are people who have more comfort than you but live with fear and anxiety. There are people who look successful outside but feel empty inside. And there are also people who don't have everything, but they have peace. They smile easily. They are patient. They are hopeful. They keep trying. What is the difference between these two types of people? Many times the difference is gratitude. One is always thinking about what is missing, and the other is thankful for what is present while working for what is missing. When you start your day with gratitude, you train your heart to be strong, because life will not always go the way you want. There will be delays. There will be disappointments. There will be days when you try and things don't work. There will be days when you feel like you are not moving forward. If you are not a grateful person, these moments can make you bitter and hopeless. But if you are a grateful person, these moments will not destroy you because you will still be able to see light even when the day feels dark. Starting your day with gratitude also changes how you see time. Instead of seeing the day as a long list of problems, you start seeing the day as a new opportunity. Another day to learn, another day to try, another day to improve, another day to correct your mistakes, another day to move one step closer to the life you want. When you see the day like this, you don't wake up with heavy energy. You wake up with hopeful energy. And hope is a very powerful thing. A person with hope can work very hard. A person with hope can survive difficult times. A person with hope does not give up easily. And gratitude is one of the fastest ways to build hope in a person's heart. But here is something very important you must understand. Gratitude is not a feeling, it is a decision. You don't wait to feel grateful before you are grateful. You decide to be grateful, and then the feeling comes later. If you wait until life becomes perfect before you are grateful, you may wait forever. But if you decide every morning that you will be grateful no matter what, you will slowly notice that your heart becomes lighter, your mind becomes calmer, and your days become more meaningful. So tomorrow morning, before the noise of the world enters your ears, before the stress of the day enters your mind, before the pressure of life enters your chest, we'll sit for a few minutes and just think about what you are grateful for. Not what you wish you had, not what you lost, not what is worrying you, but what you already have. This simple habit may look small, it may look ordinary, it may look like it cannot change anything, but do not be deceived by how small it looks. Some of the biggest changes in life start with the smallest habits. And starting your day with gratitude is one of those small habits that slowly, quietly, and powerfully changes everything. If you make gratitude part of your morning, something inside you begins to change in a very quiet way. You start to complain less and appreciate more. You start to feel calmer even when the day is busy. You start to notice small joys you used to ignore. And slowly, without realizing it, you become a more peaceful person. Your problems may not disappear immediately. Your responsibilities may still be there, and life may still be challenging, but the way you carry your life becomes different. Gratitude does not always change your situation overnight, but it changes you, and when you change, the way you handle everything else changes too. When you are grateful in the morning, you walk into the world with a different energy. You are less angry, less jealous, less anxious, and more focused. You stop comparing your life with everyone you see. You stop feeling like you are always behind in life. You start understanding that life is not a race against everyone. It is a journey that is different for every person. Gratitude helps you run your own race without looking left and right too much. And when a person focuses on their own path, they move faster and with more peace. Make it a simple rule in your life. No phone, no complaints, no rushing for the first few minutes of your morning. Just sit, breathe, and remember what is still good in your life. Remember what is still working. Remember that you still have time. Remember that your story is not finished. Remember that many people are wishing for the life you are complaining about. When you remember this every morning, your heart will become softer, your mind will become clearer, and your days will become more meaningful. One day, if you continue this habit, you will look back and realize that gratitude did not just change your mornings, it changed your personality, it changed your mindset, it changed the way you see life, and it changed the way you see yourself. You will realize that you became stronger, calmer, and happier, not because life became perfect, but because you learned how to be grateful even when life was not perfect. And that is when everything changes, because a person who has a grateful heart is not poor, even if they don't have everything, and the person who is not grateful is not rich, even if they have everything. So start your day with gratitude, and you will slowly start to see that what you thought was a small habit was actually the beginning of a completely different life.